The Nebraska game, Noah, take us away.
Nebraska, underwhelming performance for what they were predicted. Nebraska loses 98-83 against Texas A&M, who had a great game.
It was heartbreaking loss, you know.
I mean, Wade Taylor for the other team led Texas A&M with 25 points, hitting 7 out of 10 threes. And he didn't do that the next game.
Yeah, he just went off against Nebraska.
Yeah, it was unlucky, honestly. Keisei Tominaga had 21 points. He went 5 for 11 on threes.
He didn't really play his best game. He could have shot better.
He started off hot. He was like 3 for 3 on threes, and then
then Coach subbed him out. That's what I was wondering.
I know.
Coach subbed him out, and
he lost his heat check.
Yeah, Texas A&M just played so good. 98 points is crazy.
They had a pretty good game against Houston, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also high. They're just a high-scoring team.
I thought they were going to beat Houston, honestly.
Yeah.
I was pretty disappointed when they didn't.
Bryce Williams did lead Nebraska with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. I feel like he's always leading them, but he doesn't get a lot of recognition.
It's always Casey or Mast or...
Yeah, exactly. So,
other
than
nothing
that,
really about Nebraska. They played one game March Madness. Nothing interesting.
Yeah, Nebraska. Texas A&M had a lot of players that were high scoring. Like I think 3 players had 20 points, 20, 22, 25. So it was a rough game, but there was nothing else they could really do.
Pretty disappointed in Nebraska, honestly. I thought we were gonna win a game this year. Never won a tournament game ever. So maybe let's do that next year. Maybe win a tournament game.
Yeah, you should just tell them. Like you should.
All right, but we'll move on to the
win a tournament game.
Yeah, we'll move on to the other Nebraska school that did way better in the tournament.
Still
Creighton.
disappointing.
It was still disappointing.
We'll get to that. First, they had a good game against Akron, beating them 77-60. I mean,
it was scary in the first half. It was a close game.
I was
Akron had the lead, but then Creighton came out in the second. Kalkbrenner, 23 points, 8 rebounds. If he comes back, Creighton will be in good hands next year.
Yeah, you could say that.
I think those blocks add up. I think, I couldn't remember. I think Baylor had 1. Kalkbrenner did have 3. So, I mean, it was an offense and defensive game. Baylor had a double-double with 15 and 13 rebounds. So, getting a double-double in a tournament game, pretty good.
Whose game we're supposed to win, and we won it.
Although,
That's all I'm saying.
double-doubles aren't impressive when you look at the score of the next game. The Oregon players. Creighton beats Oregon in double overtime, 86-73.
That was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was a good game to watch.
Stressful, honestly. I don't think Creighton should have even been competing with Oregon. We had only 2 guys to guard. And
I was going to say, we would have lost by a lot if Oregon had some depth because they had 2 players. I think Cousinard and Dante. Cousinard had 32 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. Cousinard had 28 points, 20 rebounds. That was a crazy stat line for both of them.
Yeah, and they were the only 2 to score in the second half for Oregon.
I think the next highest scoring player was 4 or 6.
Yeah, that's Creighton's advantage. They were so deep. They have so many players that can go in. We have 9, 10 players that can play. In Oregon, they just had 2.
And that was rough. For us, though, Kalkbrenner did have a double-double with 19 points, 14 boards. And defensively, too, 5 blocks, 2 steals. Ashworth, 21 points. I mean, I feel like everyone scored a lot.
That's 4 players with 18-plus points.
Exactly. That's for
Creighton.
Well, we did go into 2 overtimes.
Yeah. Shireman had 18,
true.
9, and 5.
Yeah.
Pretty good stat line.
I mean, I think if everyone contributed like that against Tennessee, it would have been a lot different game because...
Yeah, let's get to that Tennessee game right now.
Yeah.
Creighton loses, Tennessee, 82-75.
Rough.
Tennessee played amazing defense on Creighton. Creighton couldn't do anything. They just had no offense, couldn't get the job done.
Ended the first half up by 1.
Yeah.
And
Tennessee was just came out. They were just the better team.
I don't know. Tennessee's halftime talk must have been, exhilarating because they came out 18-0 run. It was rough to watch.
Creighton mounted a comeback, but just couldn't get it. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done.
Performance out of Trey Alexander.
Trey Alexander.
Maybe the tournament got to him. Maybe Rocky Top Tennessee got to him. I don't know what's going on, but come on, Trey, do better.
Do you think they listened to that song before they played?
Wish that I was on. Yeah, probably.
They're
probably scared.
Dalton Connect for Tennessee, the Naismith All-American player. It was he's just.
Yeah, he went pretty crazy. You couldn't leave him open, otherwise
he is a pure scorer. 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
good game. At least Shireman and Ashworth had some points because they led Creighton with 25 and 16. So honestly, when you compare that to all the other games, it's pretty disappointing. But I mean, they played pretty good, all right.
Yeah, Creighton. It was just an all around just disappointing season. Everyone had them maybe going to the Final Four championship game.
No, I didn't.
Well, yeah, but you had other teams that. Yeah. Well, I don't think you actually have a Final Four player that's actually in.
I actually have NC State in my Final Four.
And
I have UConn in my dad's work bracket.
I'm not saying just you. I'm saying a lot of people.
You want to see it? I'll show you after class.
Well, you also had McNeese, so I feel like
I had McNeese in my Elite Eight actually.
How'd that turn out?
Not good. How did Houston winning turn out? Not good.
Houston's best player got hurt.
Yeah, they would have won.
They would have been in the Final Four.
Their best player
would have
shed.
beat NC State.
No way.
They lost by 3, and their best player didn't play almost the whole game. He played like maybe 4 minutes, got injured.
I don't know.
Charlie's
DJ
like-
Burns is pretty good.
Yeah, but Craig
Okay.
just not a good season.
Can we talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of DJ Burns, let's go
Let's
to our-
the most. Okay, first, can we get to the most disappointing game of the Sweet 16?
Ooh, I'd have to. I'm actually gonna look at the 16. I mean, what do you guys think?
I would think North Carolina versus Alabama. Honestly,
Yeah, that was not very. Interesting
Why?
game.
Because you're a diehard North
that was
Carolina
very
fan.
interesting. Did you watch it? No.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It was a very.
You just
RJ
said
Davis was
the
probably
least what? You said the least
the most
exciting game.
disappointing.
The
Oh,
most.
most. Yeah, I mean, I
the
guess.
most. Like, what does that even mean?
like of the teams that should have won.
I think Arizona versus Clemson. I think
yeah,
Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona should have won too.
That was definitely a disappointing game. I think Clemson, like, they won, but did anyone
Yeah,
really want them?
Caleb Love and RJ Davis both going 0 for 9.
Wouldn't that
Former
have been
teammates.
a great game, North Carolina versus Arizona? Like,
Yeah.
it would have been a revenge
That
story
would have
for
been a
Caleb Love.
revenge, not for Caleb Love, for
Yeah.
RJ Davis
What
and his
happened?
boys.
What
What?
happened to RJ Davis? Though?
Caleb
0
Lo-
for 9.
That would've been a revenge story for Caleb Love.
Caleb Love left his team.
No.
For money.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No
they
personal reasons.
They had personal reasons. Yep. With the
There was
female.
some beef. That
A
would've been a good
female.
game.
There's
Yeah,
a
I
female
guess.
involved.
Yeah, but it was RJ's girl and Caleb Love cheated.
We'll leave that for the speculations.
I guess.
All right.
Okay, let's get to our final four.
All right. So honestly, sadly, I'd like to say that there'd be some upsets, but I don't really see many. I mean, Purdue.
Purdue
That's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah.
Matchup of DJ Burns versus Zach Edey. I mean,
Purdue or Zach Edey is gonna roll over him.
you know, that's what I thought. But I
That's
don't
what
know.
everyone's
DJ
been saying.
Yeah,
DJ
Everyone
Burns-
keeps doubting NC State.
DJ Burns
I think they're gonna go
is
on.
6'10", and Zach Edey is 7'4", and Zach Edey is bigger and stronger than DJ
Although
Burns.
Yeah.
although NC State does have a host,
What-
right?
what-
Isn't it
what's-
DJ
what's-
DJ Horn? That's what it is. DJ Horn. He's
What's-
also good. He scores almost as much as DJ Burns, even more sometimes.
I don't even think they're gonna match up Zach Edey versus DJ Burns. They'll probably put their other big on there. Yeah,
I bet they
probably.
will because I guess they don't want him in foul trouble because Zach Edey gets a lot of fouls called on him.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid, honestly. He's
He is-
tall.
he's
He should
slightly
just
a
get
free throw
fouled.
That
merchant.
Tennessee game was wild. The Tennessee should have won that.
Yeah. Not a big fan of Purdue and
Yeah.
Zach Edey.
So-
he's saying curses on the air and stuff like that.
Sadly,
The little kids are watching. He's yelling the F bomb. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Thank you for the sound effect.
All right.
Well,
so you have Purdue. Who
Yeah,
do you
sadly,
have?
I have Purdue.
I have NC
You
State.
have NC State.
I have Purdue, but I want NC
I think
State.
that's a little bias over there, but
Bias.
I got Purdue winning as well. I feel like they can't be stopped.
I know.
Best team in the country.
Best team in the country.
Yep.
What about UConn?
I think
We'll
Purdue's.
get to that.
What
We'll-
you
we'll
said
get to
Purdue is
that.
the best team
We'll
in the
get
country.
To that.
You know,
we will get to that.
It's gonna sound fake, but I actually did think like people were doubting them because they lost last year, the first game. That they were like, oh, they're not a playoff team. But like, once you lose that first game, I don't think that's ever gonna happen again. Like they came in
Maybe.
here with a lot of.
That-
Well,
you know,
Kentucky usually
Remember
loses.
2018, Virginia lost to the 16 seed as the 1 seed. The next year, they won the championship.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
seems like a story that could repeat.
Purdue.
Although
never
UConn
know.
feels
UConn
feels like they
UConn
could
has
go back
not
to
had
back.
a competitive game this
Yeah.
whole tournament.
I know.
But
Well, yeah.
they had a pretty easy path.
No, they
I'd say.
didn't. They're just good.
I was
Who?
gonna sort
UConn
of.
is just good.
I know.
They're like they just can't be stopped.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Their game against who did they play
Illinois.
last? Yeah, they went
were-
on a 30-0 run.
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
just-
nuts
Yeah.
for a
UConn's
March
crazy.
Madness game. Yeah, I know. They have massive bigs. They have bigs that can shoot.
Yeah,
They
So
have-
everyone has UConn in this game.
yeah. I
Okay.
think UConn's winning it all.
Cooper, you say Purdue is the best team in the country.
I have Purdue beating UConn, yeah. Because
Purdue is the best team in the
UConn,
country.
Klingen, Zach Edey can guard Klingen. Klingen is their UConn's
What about
best
their
player.
other players?
Yeah, I feel like UConn
Purdue
just,
has better guards.
I actually disagree. I'd say UConn has more
hasn't
depth.
had no comp
They
the
have
whole
way more
tournament
players.
at all.
What does that have to do with anything?
They've cooked everybody.
I know, but they haven't played a good team besides
Illinois is
Illinois.
not good.
Illinois, they have one player, and you saw what happened when you have one player. They went on a 30-0 run.
You're right.
I
I mean,
he was tired. They
To
had
be
no
fair,
depth.
Purdue had to play Utah State, which was not hard, and then they had to play Gonzaga, which wasn't too hard. And then
Gonzaga is a great team.
they're good, but it wasn't.
Gonzaga
No,
is a good team.
I-
Ryan Nemhart.
I think they're good, but they just
Ryan
they didn't
Nemhart's
play
just
great
chasing
against them.
money, honestly.
And then that
all he's
Tennessee
doing.
game would have been honestly like you would think that would have been a good
Yeah.
matchup, but
We'll come
it was
back.
rough.
Purdue is gonna win it. We'll come back to
Okay.
this.
Okay.
I could see it going both
We'll
ways,
see.
but I
We'll
think
see.
UConn.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sitting on your phone, Brendan. See you guys.
How long was that, Brandon?
Okay, we gotta leave now, dude. Dude, we gotta go.
That was
we probably
11.
want to film.
That's actually not bad.
Say wait. Turn this.